What is going on YouTube? This is Nick with Profit Day Trader here, and today we have a very important video. So please watch this through. This is very important. So today we're going to be going over the Studies tab. Now, studies have different names. Some people call them technical indicators. Some people call them technical analysis. In Thinkorswim, they call it Studies. So this is the tab that we're going to be going over today. Now, again, this isn't the most important thing in stocks, but it is definitely very important. So make sure you understand. I'm not going to be going through specific indicators, what they do and how they work, but I want to show you how to put them onto your charts, how to utilize them, how to organize them, where to find them, how to save sets. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer video, but this is very important. There's a lot of information in this. So let's get started. Real quick, thank you for everybody who has been subscribing to this channel. It really, my channel's starting to pick up a little bit. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. And I just want to say, if you are subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get started. So as you can see here, we're going to click on this Studies tab here. Now, real quick, I decided to do this. Today's a Saturday. I decided to do this when the market was closed for a very specific reason. When I tried learning how to use this stuff, every video would be the market was open and all you see is just lines bouncing around, and it was very confusing for me, especially as a beginner, because I was so distracted by what's happening. I wanted to make sure that the markets were closed to have a nice, slow, clear view of what these indicators look like, how to add them without being distracted by all the bouncing around. So that is why you won't see the market isn't moving today. I just want to show you a nice, slow video. So, okay, so we're going to go over here. We're going to click on this Studies tab here. Now, there's a bunch of options that are going to pop up. There's quick studies. There's add studies. We'll get to these this one later on. But for this video, we're going to click on this Edit Studies. Now, I'm going to click on this now. All right, now I'm going to move this to the right just so you can see a little bit. Okay, now a bunch of stuff has popped up. As you can see here, this is very confusing. There are hundreds of indicators. Every person's going to have their opinion on what indicator is best. I would ignore it as much as possible. There are a couple that are common that I would recommend, but all this stuff, as you can see, there's hundreds and hundreds of indicators. I wouldn't get too caught up in indicators. I think indicators are a good kind of check on, like, if you have a good feeling about it and the indicator looks pretty good, that's where it kind of reasserts your thought and your trade. But I wouldn't get hung up on treating these indicators like they're the end all be all. They're good, but they're not perfect. So you can mess around with these. Again, I'm not going to go through any indicators specifically. I just want to show you how you can add these to your charts and how you can manipulate them and change their looks and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the VWAP. Now, the VWAP is the volume weighted average price. I do recommend that one. That just seems to be an industry standard. That seems to be one that everybody has. So I think it's good practice to have it on there. So you can come over here. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. So we're going to go over here. We're going to type in the search box, click in the search box, and we're just going to type in VWAP. Now, again, I'm not going to go through every specific indicator. I'm going to add a couple just to show you what it does to the charts, but I'll go through other videos in the future going through specific indicators and what they mean and how to use them. But for this series, we're pretty much just going to show how to add them to your charts. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Now, you see when I typed in the VWAP over here, you see this one popped up. So in order to get this over, so right now it's empty. See, these are your indicator chart right here. So right now there's nothing added to our studies and strategies. So we're going to come over here and we're actually going to double click on the actual name itself. So we're going to go over here and we're going to double click. Now, see how it popped up over here? Now, again, there's a lot of specific settings within this. You can mess around. I said, I'll be doing recommended videos later, but it's impossible to go through every one and recommend. The video would take too long. I want to respect everybody's time. I just want to show you how what it does, how it adds to the chart and whatnot. So as you can see right now, our chart is very clean. There's nothing here. I left the volume up because that's a standard thing. But our chart has nothing on it. It's completely empty. But watch what happens. So I haven't hit apply yet, but I'm going to go over here and hit apply. Now, see how 3 lines popped up? Now, this is the VWAP, but we're going to modify this a little bit because this doesn't look too clean. It messed up my chart really bad. So I want to show you how you can manipulate these charts in 2 different ways. So one, we're still on this studies and strategies right here in the open box. So we're going to go over here. And you can click this actual gear icon to manipulate the specific indicator that you chose. So over here, click on the gear, and you can see very confusing. Again, It's just going to be something of a learning curve. You're going to go through which ones you like. You're going to manipulate them how you like. I would research them, seeing what other people recommend. But just for the sake of the video, the VWAP, we usually don't, right now, see how 3 lines popped up? We usually don't use all 3. So I just want to show you how you can customize a lot of this stuff. So right now it says VWAP, there's an upper band, there's a lower band. I wouldn't worry about these deviations because we're going to get rid of the deviation. So I'll go over here to upper band, and I don't need the upper band. I don't need the lower band. I want to keep this clean. So I'm going to come over here and click all these off. Then I'm going to go over to the lower band over here. I'm going to click all of these off. And then I'm going to go to the main one, the VWAP. This is the one that you really want. And then you can change a lot of things with the look of it. So first I want to hit OK. I'm going to hit apply. Now you see how I just went to the one line. I got rid of the upper band. I got rid of the lower band. Now it looks a little bit cleaner. Now it looks like it's something you can work with. This is more what it should look like. So go over here, hit the gear icon again. Now we're going to change the style. Now you can come over here and say, you know what? I don't really like purple. I don't like, it's distracting me from my candlesticks. I want to change it up. So we're going to go over here, and now there's a lot of stuff you can mess with within this stuff. So I'm going to come over here. I don't like the color, first of all. I like to keep the VWAP orange. Just my personal preference. Your personal preference might be different, but I like to put it orange. I also don't like a solid color, so a solid line. So I'm going to go over here, and there's a style over here. Now, there's less dotted, more dotted. Depends what you like. But I'll go over here. I like this setting right here. Again, this is all just personal preference. You can choose whatever you see best, whatever helps you trade the best. So I'll go over here, hit OK. I'm not going to mess with this one because this changes the shapes. I'm fine with just a line, but I'll hit OK, and I'm going to hit apply. Now, this is how I like to see the VWAP. It's there. It's good for reference, but it's not distracting me as much. Now, again, this is just a specific example for VWAP. Every single indicator is going to be different. So I'm going to go over here. As you can see, there's hundreds of these. I barely went through these. I like a nice clean chart. I believe in looking at price action and volume and stuff like that more so than indicators. I'm not saying indicators are bad, but just for personal, I like to look more at the candlesticks than the indicators. So okay, so I'm gonna hit OK. So that was the first way that you can manipulate it. So you can come over here again. You go to studies. You can hit edit studies, and you can click on your study right here. So that's one way to do it. Now, if you want to do it a little quicker, if you want to do more specifically, because there's so much going on, you don't want to mess up or anything like that, you can actually double click on the line itself. So get your point over here, double click on the line itself, and it brings up the same menu option that it would be as if you went through the studies. So that's just another way, quick way to get through it. I believe you can also right click on it. Let me see. Yeah, you can right click on it, same menu, same result. So that's just one way. Now I want to show you, I'm just going to add a different kind of study to show you. Now this one goes on the actual price chart. Now you're going to see three different spots right here. You're going to see price, you're going to see volume, and you're going to see lower. Now I want to do one that's a lower band just to show you how it affects the chart that you're looking at. So I like, again, this isn't necessarily a recommendation. I like the RSI. RSI stands for the Relative Strength Index. Again, for me personally, I don't use it a ton, but it's more like a visual effect. And it kind of, if I feel good about a trade and the RSI looks good from all the studying and all the stuff that I learned from the RSI, and if it's on, it just puts a little more in your favor, gives you a little more confidence in your trade. So again, I'm just going to add this RSI as is. I'm not going to affect it at all. I'm going to hit apply. And now as you can see, it popped up down here. Now see how does it, this is a different indicator altogether. Now, again, the more you add, again, I'm going to hit OK. The more you add, the problem is the smaller that this chart gets. Now, you don't want this chart. This is very important. In my eyes, this is the most important part of trading, is looking at these candlesticks, looking at the movement of the candlesticks. So I try to keep this as big as possible. So you can actually come over here. You can highlight in the middle here. See how the arrow changed? You're going to click and a left click, and then you can drag down. You can drag up. You can do a lot of things with it. Now, for the RSI, I don't like to keep it that big. Again, I like to keep this chart. I don't even keep the volume that big, which is probably, I probably should, but I like to keep this, because if you look at it, so if you look at the chart, see how small this is? It's harder to read when it's smaller. You want to see every movement possible. So I'm going to go over here. So I'm going to bring this back down. But as you can see, so now I have the RSI on here, and I have the VWAP. And again, you can add as many or as little as you like. My personal opinion, I like to add just a couple. I like to keep this as clean as possible, because The more clean it is, the easier it is to read, and the easier it is to read, the more you put the odds in your favor. That's my opinion. I said everybody's a little different. Everybody has a different personality, so that's something you'll be figuring out as you go along. Okay, so I want to show one more important thing. So we got the, let's just say I like these two indicators. That's all I want. So I have these two indicators. Now I want to make sure say I want to mess around with something else, or I go to a different computer or something like that. I want to make sure that I did all this work. Now I just added this. I changed these settings. I don't have to redo this. So you can actually come over here to studies. We're going to do save study set. Now what that does is it saves the exact, so we're going to go over here to edit studies real quick. It's going to save this right here. So whatever you add into here, it's actually going to save those settings. So we could click it over here as well. So you can see this right here, save as set. You're going to name it whatever you want. We're just going to do test 1 and hit save. Hit OK. Now, if you go back to the studies button, we're going to click on this studies button again. And you can see the one that says load study set. Now, I'm going to load my day trading setup. You're going to see it's very similar to this one. So I'm just going to click on this. Now watch what happens. Now see how it changed everything? Now it changed it a little bit, my sizing, because of I was messing around with the other ones. But this is actually what I use to day trade. I pretty much have the RSI, the VWAP. And I also put on, this is a simple moving average. That's just something that I don't really use this as much, only to see price direction. Again, if it's too overwhelming, it's going to take a little bit of time. You can watch this video over again if you want to look at it a little more slowly. But this is actually, now, if I want to change up, say for some reason I'm not feeling it today, I don't like this too messy, I want to see a little more simple, I come over here, I can do the test 1 that we just made, and now I put it at the one that we did. Again, you might have to change the sizes. That's something it's a little annoying, but it's simple. But yeah, so that's it. So that's how you add a study. That's how you add a study, and that's how you save it as a set. So now let's go back. Let's say, you know what, I don't really like this RSI. You're not feeling it for some reason. It's not helping you. It's taking up too much room. You don't like it. So we go back. Again, we're going to click on the studies tab. We're going to go to edit studies. And then we can go over here. Now, if you look at the RSI, make sure you're on the right indicator. There's this little X button. It's as simple as just clicking this X button, hit apply, and now it's gone. So that's a simple way of just getting rid of it. You can edit, manipulate this. And again, there's a lot of different indicators. I mean, if you want to mess around with it, this could take you a long time. You can do your research. I don't know 95% of these. I don't think it's very overwhelming. People get over analytical in the stock market. I think it's good to keep things simple, but it's good to know that it's at least there. You can at least try different things out, and then who knows? So you might find an indicator that you like that's personally good for you. And again, the goal is to make money. So if you're using an indicator, it's working, it's putting odds in your favor, you're making money, great. That's what we're here for, right? So again, this is a simple video on how to add studies to your Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. But again, I'm going to be going through other videos of more specifically what these indicators mean, how to use the VWAP, how to use the RSI. I just wanted to show you guys how to actually add these studies to your charts. And again, if you like these videos, I put a lot of work in these. I really appreciate it so much. If you hit the like button, it really helps me out. It helps YouTube promote this to other people. It shows them that you like this content. And again, if you guys have any recommendations on what you like, what you want to see in the future, anything specifically you're struggling with, leave a comment down below. I will definitely respond to you guys. I will definitely make videos based upon what you guys want to see. And yeah, that's it for this one. Thank you guys so much. Again, I really do appreciate it. I've really, really enjoyed this. I'm really having a good time. I'm like helping people. I'm learning as well. Because I'm studying before I do this, and I'm learning as well. So it really helps everybody out. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thank you again, and I will see you guys in the next one.